off to you, man.
Whoever you talk about first, they'll talk about with their experience of you.
Okay.
Here we go.
I remember meeting Aja.
Yeah.
AJ,
first.
right? This was back in 2016. It's like I think it's May, right?
Yeah.
So
It was me.
and it was at this it was at a dinner, aka an interview actually for Regen, right?
Ooh.
So we
Wait,
had
you
all
were
the
bringing
interview.
him in.
Huh?
You were bringing him in.
They brought us all in.
Yeah. We were
Oh.
all in. So
Oh,
all the
okay.
veteran missionaries were there, and all the newbies were there. And I don't know, something told me that this was an interview that I was being like watched, right? And I remember I got off on the wrong foot with Des like right away, because I asked, I think, her like concierge for her like whatever the buzzer code was, and he told me. And then when she answered the phone, she's like, "How'd you get my number?" And I was just like, the concierge, and she was like not having it, right? I was like, oh man, I'm already on a bad foot. And I walk into this thing, I see like AJ's there and Lisa, and then there's this big man like Calvin, and a couple of the girls. I don't think Chai was in there because she was
No, she
sick or
wasn't.
something like that.
Wait, did you guys start Regen together?
Yeah, we were part of this first year.
Yeah, but he was headhunted, bro.
We were the first year guys.
Yeah, he was headhunted.
Yeah, I
AJ
can
was
imagine.
headhunted.
Trust,
Yeah.
even when we were at Rise Up, everyone was like, yo, AJ, what are you doing right now? You want to join CCO? You want to join CCO? Yeah. True that.
But yeah, the one thing I remember about him, very loud guy. Very loud. Yeah, very loud guy. Very outgoing, very brash. Yeah, very loud guy. And I remember he would make me feel awkward because like it was like I think the next day we were at we went to Center Island together, right?
Okay.
And it's like it's a hot summer's day, and we're just like walking around like Center Island, and all of a sudden this man is like in the middle of Center Island. He's like, Andre, this was when I was back in shape. He's like, you got big arms, and I'm like, dude, just shut up, bro. Like, don't worry about that. Like, it's not for you, right? Like, yeah, just chill. But yeah, man, I remember just making me feel like awkward, bro.
That's awesome.
Like so awkward, but yeah, no. That's what I remember of AJ. Big personality. Yeah, very big personality.
Yeah.
For sure.
I've
Very
had-
joyful man.
I've had so many people say that. Big personality.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can take that as a compliment. Or I don't even know, like, someone says, like, yeah, you have a big personality. What is it? Like, is that a compliment?
Yo, but you're not for everybody. Like me. We're not for everybody, right? Like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So that was your first impression of me?
Yeah. That's from what I can remember. Yeah. From the early days. Yeah.
Okay.
Right on.
So my first impression of Andre, I don't know if you were the second last person to come into the dinner.
No, Francis was last. He was
Yeah.
late, bro.
Yeah, but I do remember you coming into the room very stiff, like very like I don't know any of these people.
That was how I was feeling, bro.
Yeah, like you were quiet. You really didn't know who to talk to, so you would only talk to the person beside
It's like
you.
he's in my mind.
Yeah. And so I'm a very observant person, so I try to like measure or like try to gauge people when I first meet them. So I was already doing that when I first met you. And I was like, okay, like he seems like he's older than me. He seems like he's more of a serious, more introverted person. So I feel like I will probably need to talk to him before he talks to me, kind of thing. And so that could probably explain the reason why I'm like, yo, Andre, you have such big arms.
Yo, man. Oh, my.
Yeah, because like it's one way for me
too
to like
funny.
get people out of their like their shells, at least from my way of getting them out of their shells, and for
Yeah.
me to kind of get comfortable with them. So, and it kind of shows that sometimes I'm not harmless. Like I'm harmless. Like I'm playful.
I noticed with AJ, he's very much a words of affirmation kind of guy.
That
Yeah.
I'm a giver. That's like my
Yeah.
I can see that.
One thing I remember about that dinner, by the way, I remember I was sitting on a table. I think it was you, me, and Dominic. Yeah. And he asked us, I think, our favorite TV shows. I can't remember what you said. He's like, yeah, what are you watching right now? And I'm like, oh, man, my favorite TV show. He's like, Game of Thrones. And I'm like, Game of Thrones. He's like, what? He's like, maybe you should second guess watching that. And I remember walking home that day, right? Like, me and Janisha walked to the subway.
Okay, sorry, Dominic said that? team?
Yeah.
Well, he's
wow.
joining a
Yeah,
region.
yeah.
Yeah,
and
of
he's
course.
watching
No,
it
of
through.
course.
Yeah, and I was just like at that time, I'm
Yeah.
like, what a stiff, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm watching like a good show. It's like an amazing storyline,
Game
but
of
then
Thrones is wild.
you know
Yeah.
what? Like, after I like actually thought about it, like took my ego out of it, I was like, you know what, man? Like, this is not helping me be a great man. Actually, every episode it has like explicit scenes in it, right?
Yeah.
So before I joined like the community, I actually cut that out of my like hit thing. But that was my favorite show, man. But yeah, what was your favorite TV show back then?
I kind of don't really change a lot of shows. I'm kind of a person who watches the same things over and over again. And I was talking to a few friends about it. It's just like I try not to watch shows that invoke too much emotion from me, like deep emotion. So I like lighthearted stuff. So I like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So Big Bang Theory, like those are the shows I like to watch. Like I know that other people are like Pretty Little Liars or Riverdale, like a lot more drama, a lot more seriousness. That's not me. I don't really like suspense, and also I don't like emotions because I'm a crier. If that
Yo.
that's hard to admit.
Never seen you cry in a movie.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh my gosh.
as embarrassing as this is, I cried 3 times in Moana.
Wow.
The first time I watched Moana, I cried 3 times, and it was all between the Moana and her grandma, like their relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
That's a Disney.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, crying. I've cried during shows, movies. I think very recently we were watching Cool Runnings.
Yo,
guy
Yo,
laughed.
which part?
This guy.
Sanka, you dead man.
Yeah, right. No, right at the end. I think when they're going around the luge, spoiler alert, going around the course, and then they flip over, and then they're carrying their sled.
Yeah, the bobsled.
Yeah, they're carrying it back to the finish line. I was like, oh my gosh, my heart.
Yeah.
Because I think when it comes to the Olympics especially, I really like get emotional. One day it would be nice to be like an Olympian.
Well, for volleyball, right? Like that's your
That'd be
thing.
cool. Yeah, Coach Canada, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids
Oh,
training.
you can be a
Training.
coach.
Could
That's
be coach,
that's
yeah.
another way to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
to.
yeah. I wouldn't win
To
the medal,
Olympics.
so that kind of sucks, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't know, something about sports that gets me emotional. Olympics,
Yeah.
in particular, and also the last episode of Lost. I don't. Do you guys remember
No.
Lost?
No.
I've
Yeah,
never
I watched
watched
it. I don't remember that last episode.
Oh.
no.
I have never watched it.
I was bawling my eyes out, like
Yeah.
bawling my eyes out, like it was just a steady stream of tears coming down my face. Because I don't know. I think I caught on to the ride, maybe the second season.
So you were invested.
bro,
You were totally invested.
and everyone was like, "Lost sucks. I don't know what's going on."
But you knew.
Guys, Lost took us for a ride,
Yeah.
and a ride that no other TV show I think will ever take us on. I'm saying it right now.
Actually, yo, have you guys seen Bandersnatch on
What?
Netflix?
No,
Yo,
what's that?
it is insane. I think
Never
this is
heard
gonna
of
be like the new like type of like entertainment. So it's like you're watching a movie, but you're playing a video game. So you get to choose what the character does. Like within the movie, there'll be choices. To make, like get in a car,
I see that.
get coffee, blah blah blah. But like there are also deeper choices, and it'll let
It's
you
like an
go through all
RPG.
these scenarios. There are
Yeah.
like 1,000 different scenarios you can go through.
Choose your
I don't know. It's
adventures
very
or whatever.
very
Yeah.
It's basically
interesting.
an RPG.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Wow,
Yeah.
It's like a role playing game.
Mm-hmm.
So
might have to check that
Yeah.
out still.
yeah. Like I think like I get emotional when it has to do with like a relationship with like the women that are important to me. So like either my sister or like my mom. Like if you've watched Incredibles, they had that short film called Bow.
Ooh.
I actually was like bawling. And it's funny because I watched it with my ex.
Oh.
And honestly like I was like sobbing. It was so embarrassing. I was like, yo, I think I'm done with this
Why
movie.
am I crying?
Yeah,
Yo, but real men can cry, man.
Yeah, no,
Show
I
emotion.
agree. I
That's
agree.
it.
That's the thing. Like
Yeah.
only a weak man pretends to be strong all the time.
You know, I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, what just got me was it just really spoke to my relationship with my mother. That's all. Not
Right
that
on.
that's all, but it is what it was.
Yeah.
So,
So back on track. Andre, that was your first impression of AJ.
Yeah.
AJ, what was your?
we talked about my first impression of him. It was he was conservative,
Serious,
very
yeah.
serious.
He read it like perfectly.
Yeah.
Like didn't know anyone in the room, and back then wasn't outgoing at all. Still not outgoing, but like more comfortable
in
with
your own
strangers
skin.
now. Much more comfy like now.
It's weird because like to me, I always see you as an outgoing person all the time. And that time where we were hanging out after Friday Prayer Group, and Des was like, "Yo, I've never seen Andre so like into like a like an evening like that." I was like, "Yo, I swear I've seen Andre always like this." Yeah.
He's more comfortable in his own skin because the fact that if I can say this,
go for it.
It was only as you started growing in Regen that you started getting to know the bigger Catholic community in Toronto. Mm-hmm. Because before Regen, you were just in your own prayer group, the thing that you went to.
Me and the Titas.
Yeah. Yep. So it was only until you went to Regen that you started like getting out of that cocoon. And because of Regen, you also grew in public speaking, talking to strangers. And also you had, I feel like you are more comfortable when you also have other people that you know that are there to support you. So like if Ken or I are around, you're free. Yeah. Course, I think that's like for a lot of people too.
Yeah.
So a lot of growth. Hopefully I see in you. Hopefully in me.
Yeah.
I've seen growth in Andre. So Andre, where did we meet?
Yo, you and me, brother. So the first one I'm remembering, maybe it's different for you, but I remember it was in the basement at the Regen house, and like Ken comes over.
Was this the dinner that Francis cooked?
Yes, he made.
Are you talking about
some pork?
That was pork cutlet.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
because I came over.
I remember you were there too.
So where was
I came over because
that's where I met
we
both
were
of
gonna
you
hang
guys.
out.
Yeah.
And then Janisha came with him.
Yeah.
And then we were like, "Yo, Ken, why don't you join us?"
Yo, is this the time we had the conversation? Like,
no, that was before.
No,
that was
this
the
was
next time.
Really?
That was the next time.
That conversation happened afterwards.
Because that's like the first time I'm remembering. Like, really
but you actually met him before that. The first
Yeah.
conversation where I met him.
Yeah.
Okay, I always thought, I know one thing I remember noticing about Ken, like straight off the bat, I'm like, this guy's a good dresser, bro.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Like all his clothes are like fitted to his body shape
bro.
and
Thanks,
type.
bro.
So, he like puts in some effort there. He like cares, right? Like,
Ladies, he's single.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But like, yo, then I'm mixing it up, bro. I really thought that time we met was...
No, the first time.
I forgot about the Regen basement myself because we were talking about this like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, I swear I met him at like Peter and Paul sometime about like.
So it's funny that I'm the one that remembered where you first met.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm blanking, bro.
Yeah, I also didn't really have too much of a first impression. I think my first impression came like on like the third or fourth time we met for Exodus, right?
Yeah.
And you looked me dead in my eyes. We were talking about vocations, right? You're like, "Yo, Ken, so you think you're ready for marriage, or you think you're called to marriage? Why? Why not priesthood, huh?
Oh my god.
Why not priesthood? Have you thought about it? Have you prayed about it?"
It was
like, nice to meet you
hilarious.
too.
Holy shit.
It was hilarious
Yo,
to watch.
and see,
I got defensive.
The backstory too is that when I thought I said it, I thought it was like full of love and very tame, very neutral, like body language. Like, hey Ken, you think you're called to marriage? Or why do you think that, brother? But Ken, what was it more like, man?
Bro, you were like dead serious, man. Like
oh my God.
Here's this guy I haven't really met.
Yeah.
And he's just making me doubt everything that I've done in my life. Yeah, honestly.
Oh shit.
I think I was talking to AJ about it. I'm like, yo, man, the guy really made me question my existence almost.
Because you drove me home.
Yeah. It was a heavy one. It was a heavy one for me to take in.
Frame the picture.
Yeah.
There was 3 couches,
Yeah.
and there was a coffee table in the middle.
Yeah.
Ken, Andre, and myself were on our own couches, waiting for everyone to arrive for our Exodus group, and we were just talking, chatting, and while they were having this conversation, I was lying down on the couch, on my couch, with my arms like